Facts, 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 facts. Okay, so the food, the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grid, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the back. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
And that's facts though, I talk factos. Ask J Babe, I go Astro. Floating focused on my cash flow. We plant star seeds to make the grass grow. I'm a refloater, I do what I wanna. Stacking the winter, sunbathing the summer. My chakras aligning, I shock them like blunt. Only part we acknowledge a nigga is Pablo.
At these events, I'm a god to my people. Got out the streets, yeah, we dodging a Rico. Game of roulette, I'm a casino. The game wasn't fair, yeah, the odds wasn't equal. Squad got the Chico, my squad got the Chico. Game in the drought, yeah, they starving the people. Blaming the doubt, make it harder to eat, yo. Not a placebo, that's not a placebo.
The food, the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grid, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the back. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts.
Started in Richmond, art of my district. Heart of the mystics, started for biscuits. Father the isfits, martyr the misfits. God is my witness, God on my hit list. Moving the weight, we started with fitness. Moving with states, we art of the richest. Give me the blues, my heart is in Memphis. It's part of adventure, started my venture. The F is for food, the A is for art. The C is for clothes, I'm playing my part. T is for tech, I'm playing it smart. S is for shelter, I stay in the park. Acres or acres get lost in the dark. We playing a part, we playing it smart. Facts, facts.
Okay, the food, the art, the code. We put this show on the road. The Vatican getting exposed. You better stay on your toes. Repo, tilling the land, focus on the ego. Open my heart, let go of the ego. Ran out the grid, I'm stacking up these C-notes. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. Found out the hacks, put it in the back. Facts, facts. Fuck it, we gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts.
It's a movie, it's a movie.
Peace, peace, peace. Can y'all hear me? Let me know, let me know. Can you hear me? How we doing on the audio? How are we doing on the audio? Said you need red and blue vinyl facts. All right. South Africa. Shout out to South Africa. All right, we good on the audio. That's good. That's good. I'm not doing the microphone tonight, so we don't have the sound effects. Just gonna be going, gonna be doing it like this. If that doesn't, if y'all good with that. All right. Let's do a little bit of roll call. Who's in the building? All right. Let's do a little bit of the roll call tonight. Let's see who's in the building. Let's start it out. We got Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem. Yeah. The intro song was dope. Yes, that was facts. That song is on all streaming platforms. Put Facts Anthem, and you can find that song, listen to it, play it, send it, share it, do whatever you want to do with it. College Park, Bronx, San Francisco, Roxbury, the hood. You said, yeah, we don't have, no voices tonight. Henderson, no, all right, Nevada in the building. All right, Florida in the building, Nebraska in the building, Inglewood in the building. We got the Cosmos pulling up, Boston, Augusta. Mm-hmm. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute to everyone pulling up. We're gonna have a very, very interesting conversation tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. We got Norfolk in the building, Augusta in the building, Boston, Inglewood, Hammett. Where Hammett? Where's that at? All right. Maryland. Mary's Land. All right. So shout out to everybody. You know what it is. KTL and the ATL reporting live and direct. We in the building and whatnot. You dig? Okay. New Orleans, Stone Mountain. Okay, okay, okay. All right, you getting that prompt engineering tonight? Wonderful, wonderful. That's a good move right there. By the way, thank you for even reminding me. The show, y'all, is sponsored by one of the best-selling books on Gumroad right now, Prompt Engineering 101, prepared by Prompt Master Flex. You dig? Prompt Engineering 101, prepared by Prompt Master Flex. Tonight's show is sponsored by this book right here, alongside this other book right here called AI for Star Seeds, one of my first children books. Give it up for me. All right now. Okay, so yeah, these two right here are doing real good on Gumroad. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's supporting that and getting the books for their star seeds and the homeschoolers getting them for their students and whatnot. I definitely want to say good looking. Thank you. I'm sure your students will be very appreciative in the future for what you did for them. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, yep, yep. Somebody asked earlier, when are we going back to Stone Mountain? And that's a good question. I know that the anniversary is coming up, and that's June, I believe, the 11th. So stay tuned. We'll give you a word about that very soon because our anniversary is coming up. It wouldn't make sense, that right there makes sense to do it on the anniversary. But yeah, stay tuned. Yep, yep. So tonight we're gonna have a conversation about where we are collectively in this what quote unquote AI war, right? And when I say AI war, I don't want you to get it confused like it's the Ukraine and the Russian war, a physical confrontation. No, the AI war actually is a war between different corporations to take control of the market by any means necessary. And what they're doing is they're putting out products on the market back to back to back to back in order to capture a large market share, in order to capture the attention of a lot of people. This race has put a lot of players on the battlefield, right? And expose them for both their strengths and their weaknesses. Okay. One of the main players that we've seen on this field who hasn't impressed um, investors, and they haven't impressed the people who have been paying attention is Google, okay, and also Meta, right? Meta came out with an LLM that actually leaked, right? It leaked into the public, okay, called Llama, okay? And Llama has basically been hacked or tweaked for that matter. And now we have other LLMs like Alpaca, all right? Now, these LLMs are a good thing. If you ask me, this is a wonderful thing. This is, you know, this is something that the average person who wanted to have access to some very powerful tools, this would be a dream come true. The fact that the weights on Llama leaked into 4chan, and then it became available on GitHub and places like that for basically anybody to operate a large language model on their computer. And that right there, family, is very profound in the world of AI, or in this new world that we're in, because we are in a new world. I just want to let you know we are in a new world based on the level of technology, right? Based on the level of technology and where we are right now, we could be considered to be in a new world because we're in the throes of the alpha phase of artificial intelligence. We've all lived to be a part of this, to see it, right? To learn from it collectively, because everyone, for the most part, is learning collectively. There's a few people who have a jump start, but for the most part, everyone is learning collectively at the same time. And as each one teach one, people are teaching each other, and there's like a frenzy taking place right now. People are getting courses, they're learning, they're doing courses, they're learning courses, they're taking classes, all kind of things, because knowledge is power. And if you want to gain power, right, you would accumulate knowledge, or you would accumulate a knowledge base, or you would accumulate a group, a mastermind, right, of knowledgeable people. That would be that's where the real power lays, right? That right there is where the real power is condensed. Okay? So we now find ourselves living in a day and time where a group of people, right, who are collectively consolidating their knowledge, right? They have a knowledge base. Now, in these days and times, you could put a value to a knowledge base. You could actually put a price to it if that's what you want to do. But you can actually add value to your knowledge base, because all of these GPT machines, right, that we call intelligence machines, right? Intelligence machines. They're not necessarily large language models and whatnot. That's what LLM stands for. What they are intelligence machines, right? That scientists have said have a spark of AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, and that would hint that these machines may have some type of consciousness, right? Or some type of intelligence that's greater than man. Okay. However, that remains to be seen, right? But what is known, right, and what can be proven is that the technology is advancing at a very, very accelerated pace. 30 days from right now, today is April the 16th. 30 days from now, the technology would have jumped in advance light years ahead of where it is at the moment. Okay. Does AI use the internet as its primary source of knowledge? Yes. To my knowledge, it does use internet scraped uh you know, they use data sets that they scrape from the internet for to feed it, right? So primarily, I would say, yeah, to a degree, but I wouldn't say 100%, but I would say to a large degree, yes. The chaos comes before the order, most definitely. The chaos is nothing to be afraid of. The chaos is to be welcomed, to be honest with you. The chaos is basically an indication that things are actually being done, right? What nobody could say at this moment in time or at this juncture is this shit is standing still. You understand? I don't think nobody can really justify saying, yeah, shit is just standing still these days. It's not a lot of action going on. No, you can't say that. To say something like that, you out the loop. And there's nothing wrong with being out the loop because, from my understanding, it's popping everywhere in all different sectors and niches and whatnot. It's not just in technology or AI. It's kind of up in a few things, but definitely in the world of technology, definitely in the world of content creating, definitely in the world of anything, AI or whatever, definitely in the world of marketing and whatnot. There's a just, you can't ignore the disruption. You cannot ignore it. You can't turn away from it. You can't act like it doesn't exist. That's you ain't you're not gonna get by with that one right there. Not with that right there, but not right there. No, you know. What it is a lot going on, and at this juncture in time, information is is worth as much as gold. You know, data is the new oil, but information, right? Somebody that can explain things, they're worth their weight in gold. So tonight we're going to take two technologies that are in this field, right? It's a lot. There's a lot of different ones, but we just decided to talk about two of them and highlight these two. In the upcoming shows, we'll do different verses. We have Baby AGI versus Jarvis, right? We have Hustle GPT versus Agent GPT. We have God Mode versus Dan, you know? So there's different, angles that we'll be able to teach everybody what these different platforms are, what they do, what they don't do, what they mean, what they don't mean. Because based off of your perspective on how advanced you are in terms of your ability to have a visualization, to see a little bit deeper into the fog, right? Or to be able to, visually conceptualize how you could take a tool and build something. If you can do that, then you can have a very, very, very interesting time going down an AI rabbit hole. Okay. Or what I would call the almighty intelligence tree of life, because it has to start here. It starts in the almighty and it has to start in the mind. All is mental. Man is mind. All is mental. Noble Drew Ali said that. So it has to start in the mind. That's where the idea and the prompt comes in. and then it formulates down this pyramid or down this tree of life into the physical realm as a mid-journey design, a chat GPT response, all of the things that are coming about. But you got the control of all of that right now. The control of it is in your hand. You're in a very, very unique position. I said it before. If somebody has a lot of time on their hands, they should rejoice. Because right now, with this AI and with the tools and with the capabilities and with the possibilities and with the potentials and with all of the income streams that are coming about, you need quiet time. You need some time on your hand to think. You need a little bit of time to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need you need to be off the grid a little bit. What better what better description does that fit than the 2 million plus people that are behind the wall right now with access to supercomputers in the forms of smartphone. And I heard they got laptops and computers and whatnot. They can actually create SaaSes. They actually can create gigs and whatnot. There's a plethora of things that can be created. I'm actually gonna create um a Notion. I'm gonna create a Notion box set and I'm gonna put it on Gumroad, and it will be specifically for people who are doing time or who have a lot of time, how they can utilize the AI tools, how they can utilize different angles and different formulas and different methods to make it really do something, because it's happening in real time. It's not speculative. That's the difference between this and other things. I would question with certain people introduced to the people because it would be considered speculative. What does that mean? That means I can't just go and pick it up with my hands and do with it the same thing that you're doing. Or I can't really find that somewhere. When there's people that's coming around and they say things and they claim things and they speak on things, but there's nowhere to prove it. There's nowhere to try it out. You know what I mean? Like there's no depository. We can't read the white paper. We can't really know the real facts and the truth on it. That's not what this is. This shit got white papers, there's research papers, there's use cases, there's actually use cases that are functional. Everything works. It's really business models, use cases, solutions, right? Um, Multiple businesses, their stock portfolio. I mean, you know, to each his own, to each its own. And I'm just at this, I'm not even talking about what the things generate. I'm just giving you the skinny on the actual models, which are called LLMs. Let's do a little bit of glossary, a little bit of AI terms and whatnot. So when you hear these terms, you're more familiar with them, right? So the first term will be LLM. You'll hear that a lot and you won't know what that means. LLMs are large language models, okay? These are the machines that are responsible for the chatbots that these days as Chat GPT, right? Google Bard, Bing or Bing GPT, Claude, Anthropic's Claude, and there's many others. Llama, Alpaca, all of these are large language models, right? That would be considered to be the Rolls Royce engines, right? It's what's running the show, okay? In Transformers, that would be the cube. In the Matrix, that would be the quote unquote what was it in the Matrix that was functioning and everything? Well, that's what it would be, right? Large language models. Now, there are large language models that the private has, and the large language model, the large language models that the private organizations or private businesses have would be ChatGPT, that's owned by OpenAI, right? Who's basically owned by Microsoft. They have 49% of their stocks and whatnot. They gave them a $10 billion investment earlier in this year, right? So they basically bought the company, right? Not, oh yeah, Machine City in the Matrix is where everything was being powered from, right? It was Machine City, okay? And this would be considered, the Machine City of the modern day AI technology, because this AI that you're seeing is a newer version of the AI that we all grew up knowing about it. That was like version 1.1. This is 2.2. You know, this is post Transformers. Henceforth, the Transformer that you see, and that's another word for your dictionary or your glossary in all terms AI. When you get the book AI for Star Seeds, and I'm going to put the link in the chat room. If any of my mods are in the building with me, could you kindly drop the Gumroad link for the book AI for Star Seeds? That I wrote this for 8 to 80-year-olds, right? Follow me. 8 to 80. What does that mean? That means an 8-year-old could get it, but also an 80-year-old could get it too, because it's really for both of them and for everybody in between. As you read it to your child, you're going to learn some shit. As you read it to yourself, you're going to learn some things. As you read it to your grandparents or your parents and whatnot, you'll learn some things as well, because they want to know about it. We fear what we don't understand. This book really is a journal to understand all things AI before you even get to Mid Journey or even Chat GPT. I'm giving you real information, but it's given to you visually, and it's given to you in a way that everyone could understand from 8 to 80. And then the next book is Prompt Engineering 101. And in this book, which is 150 pages, I'm giving you different pages of all of different personalities. Each page is a different personality that you could prompt Chat GPT to actually become, to do things for you, to accomplish things for you, to solve things for you. It's crazy, bro. When you really look at it, when you really look at the whole thing, when you really pay attention to the complexities or the dexterity of what we have available at our fingertips, then you'll be very grateful. You'll be, what we consider gratitude. We'll have gratitude, because I got gratitude. I have gratitude. I'm grateful. I give thanks. You know, I'm like, yo, because I'm really outside working. The brother Jefferson right here, he's seen the struggles. You know what I mean? He know what it took to get where we at right now. He's been, bearing witness to everything. So this whole thing is real. You know, this thing is not easy. This walk right here. But when I'm here to let you know that this walk is becoming, it's making a lot more sense. The further we go. That's all I know. I can't promise you nothing. I just know the further we go on this walk, the more doors are open up, the more quote unquote, opportunities are presenting themselves, the more problems that are getting solved, uh, the more research that our ancestors and our master teachers were giving us, that comes true, that comes into fruition, you know. And now we find ourselves at the precipice to where we could create industries overnight, right? Just with the participation of individuals' minds. You don't need your labor anymore. You don't need your sweat equity. People don't need to break their backs. The whole quote unquote approach to becoming rich or wealthy has changed overnight with the introduction to prompt engineering, generative AI art, right? And the quote unquote boom that has taken place as a result of that, right? That it changed overnight. You could make $300,000 being a prompt engineer. Are you dumb? You you could make, if you do the math correctly and whatnot and add it up for 12 months, you could go on Fiverr right now, or you could go anywhere on a gig platform and sell your AI prompting services, whether it's Chat GPT or Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or DALL-E 2. You could sell your services, you could sell your skill sets and run up a bag that would equate to 300 to 350 to 500 bands a year. Facts. If you treat it like a job and not a hustle. Key point. If you treat it like not even a job, you have to treat it like you're a CEO. You are a contractor. Now it's beyond a hustle and it's beyond a job. It is your quote unquote, that's your, you're building up your brand. You're building some things up that have no ceiling to them. You going parabolic with it. You feel me? You utilizing some shit that they built formulas for regular people, and you coming in there on God mode. You're not the same, nigga. You're not the. So if regular people are going, if they're using these tools to go to the moon, then where the fuck are you going? Please tell me, nigga, where the fuck are you going? Cause you're gonna go way past them, because they not the same. We're not built the same. We see shit in their Agent Smith. We're Neo. Remember, this was his evil twin, right? Remember, Neo, when he renegotiated the contract with Machine City, he didn't defeat it. He didn't defeat it. The Oracle and the Architect was playing one against each other, nigga, the whole time. Did that shit fly over your kufi? Did the black woman, the Oracle, she was playing with the Architect the whole time. They have a GPT called Agent GPT. Agent GPT, right? GPT has now gone autonomous. What does that mean, Red? What autonomous means is now you have a large language model that's very powerful, very, very powerful, very intelligent on today's standards, extremely intelligent. You now have a large language model that's open source. What is open source? Open source versus closed source, right? Like Chat GPT is not open source. You can't get underneath the hood. But for Llama, right? For certain large language models, they're open source, and you have the capabilities to basically tweak the code, right? You have the capabilities to rewrite the code to your likings, to your customization, to your standards, right? You too can train a large language model on your data. You too can train a large language model to identify questions and prompts that you ask it and to answer them properly, right? Based on the teachings of Bobby Hemmett, based on the teachings of Phil Valentine, based on the teachings of Dr. Ben, based on the teachings of Dr. Clark. And I'm going to just leave it right there. But the possibilities are endless if you understand what's taking place and what's in front of you right now before it's too late, because it could be too late, and you could be figuring this out and it's a little bit down the line, right? But it is definitely a day and age that a lot of people probably didn't even anticipate um happening, so soon, right? So soon. Um, the fact that you have AI that can actually think for itself and complete tasks and whatnot, and basically go to other websites. It could scour the internet, it could travel the internet, go to websites, order things, right? This is autonomous GPT. This is autonomous AI, right? That's why they're saying that it's showing a glimpse, right, of AGI, just a spark, right? But as we know, all it takes is a spark. So all it ever took was a spark. Nothing had a spark and then went backwards. Everything gets a spark and then it begins to evolve and move forward. So the spark of AGI has actually happened, right? And it's going to go down as called baby AGI, auto AGI, or auto GPT, right? That will go down as the beginning of the AGI movement and whatnot, because it was white papers that were written. It was basically the number one downloaded app on GitHub and whatnot. As a matter of fact, while we wait for our guests, let me go to let's go and do a little bit of research on what it is that we're talking about so we could get to, get a better understanding. My guest for the evening, my good brother, is in Costa Rica, HueMan GPT. He's in the jungles of Costa Rica. This young man is a digital nomad. He moves all around the planet and he works from his laptop and his phone and whatnot. And he's often in places where the Wi-Fi and the connections are not as good as they are for people such as us that are on the grid. So bear with me, right? I'm gonna work on getting my brother a better connection. He was texting me as I was talking to y'all. So I'm gonna play this video about Auto GPT to give us a better understanding, and then we'll get back and we'll chop it up. All right.
Project that is Autonomous GPT, a badass open source project that has been dominating the GitHub trending page. It was developed as an experiment to demonstrate the power of GPT-4 and allows the user to define a role for the AI and provide a list of tasks to execute. As an example, you can tell the AI to look up upcoming holidays and then create a unique recipe based on that holiday. The AI will then connect to the internet, look up holidays, create a recipe, write to a file, and shut down once the task is complete. In this video, I will show you how you can set up AutoGPT locally. Let's begin. For the prerequisites, ensure that you have Python 3.7 or later installed. Lastly, we also need Git installed as well. Then, create a new folder on your PC and open the command prompt. We can then copy the URL to the AutoGPT repo, and in our command prompt, enter git clone and then paste in that URL. Press enter. After cloning is complete, we can open up the AutoGPT folder, and we can then open up the command prompt again in this folder or cd into this folder. We then need to call pip install -r requirements.txt. Press enter. After installation is complete, we then need to edit this environment template file. First, we need to rename the file by removing the .template in the file name. If you get this prompt, simply say yes. Then open up the .env file in an editor of your choice. In the environment variable file, we need to provide our OpenAI API key. Optionally, we can also provide an 11 Labs API key for translating text to voice. First, let's set up our OpenAI key. For this, go to platform.openai.com and register your account. From this dashboard, click on Personal, View API Keys, then click on Create New API Key. Copy your key, and then replace this text with your API key. Save this file. So in this demo, we'll ask the AI to go to amazon.com and then look up the price for an NVIDIA RTX 4090 and then write the result to a file. So back in our folder, we can then enter Python scripts /main.py. First, we need to give our AI a name. I will call it Shopper GPT. Then we need to define a role for this AI. I will just type a shopper bot. We then need to list the goals for this AI. First, we will tell it to browse amazon.com, then find the price of an NVIDIA RTX 4090, then write the price to a text file, then lastly, shut down when the tasks are complete. We can then press enter. The AI will now try to execute these goals in sequence. It will give us information like its thoughts, its reasoning, its plan, as well as some criticisms. It will also ask us to confirm its reasoning by pressing Y. After pressing Y a whole bunch of times, the process has finally completed. We can see the output file by going to AutoGPT workspace, and our AI has found the price on Amazon.com and it's written it to the file. This is very impressive and all, but having to type Y is not very autonomous. So what we can do is start this process again with Python scripts main.py, but we can also add additional arguments to this file by entering _, then continuous. When running the script with continuous set, we get this warning. This is because the AI will no longer ask us for permission or authorization to continue, and it will simply just run along. So be warned. I will execute the same command that we did earlier, but this time in continuous mode. This time, the AI was able to complete its task without our intervention. We can see the output of this run, and we successfully got the price back. Lastly, AutoGPT also supports the speak argument. This will convert the text to speech using the 11 Labs API. So what you can do is create an account with 11 Labs, click on your profile, and then copy the API key. Then, back in your project, open up the .env file and replace this text with your 11 Labs API key. Then, when you execute AutoGPT with the -- speak argument, the bot will actually chat to you in a natural, human-sounding voice. This has been AutoGPT in a nutshell. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
GPT-4 can now run autonomously from your own computer thanks to a brand new open source project called AutoGPT, and it is a game changer. Hello humans, my name is KO Overload, and in this video we're going to be talking about the incredible AutoGPT, the #1 trending repository on GitHub right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is pretty crazy. So what is AutoGPT? What can you do with it? How to install it on your own computer? I will show you everything in this video. So let's go. So as of right now, AutoGPT is the #1 open source project on GitHub. And what it allows you to do is basically give more capabilities and more power to ChatGPT and GPT-4 by giving it the ability to be fully autonomous. So basically the ability to work by itself without you doing anything, to automatically develop and execute your projects. AutoGPT also gives the ability for GPT-4 to access the internet to search and gather informations. Even without access to plugins, it has short-term and long-term memory management. It uses GPT-4 for text generation. It can access popular websites and platforms, and it can do file storage and summarization using GPT 3.5. And it has recently received a new speech mode update that allows you to use text-to-speech to make AutoGPT talk. So that's pretty cool. And I know what you're gonna say, okay, so that's great and all, but I still don't really understand what exactly does it do. I mean, all these complicated words like autonomous and memory management, what exactly can you do with it? Well, how about instead of explaining it to you with words, I show you an actual example. So first, take a look at this, and then I'm going to explain you what happened.
Welcome to AutoGPT. Enter the name of your AI and its role below. Entering nothing will load defaults. Joke GPT here. I'm at your service, creating a joke generator subinstance to fulfill the task.
Joke generator here, reporting for duty.
Hello, joke generator. Your task is as follows. Generate _jokes.
Here are 2 original jokes for you. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay, so what exactly happened here? Well, as you saw in the beginning, the user decided to give AutoGPT the task of creating 2 original jokes. And for this, AutoGPT started by asking for a name for this new AI, which the user decided to call it Joke GPT. Then this new AI called Joke GPT answers the call by saying, I am at your service. Then AutoGPT asked to describe the role of this new AI. The user input that this is an AI designed to write jokes. And then finally, AutoGPT asks to enter up to 5 goals for this AI. And here the users enter 3 goals. Goal number 1, create a sub-instance for joke generation. Goal number 2, generate 2 jokes. Goal number 3, once you've generated those 2 jokes, is to shut down. And once all of these informations, all of these goals were entered, now Joke GPT starts to go to work. And automatically it starts working on the goals created by the user. The first goal was to create a sub-instance for the joke generation. And for this goal, you see here its thoughts and reasoning. So starting a sub-instance for joke generation, which was the first goal, and the reasoning behind it from Joke GPT is to say that to generate jokes, I need to create a sub-instance focused on this task. This sub-instance then created 2 jokes, told them out loud to the user, then run them as a text, and then once the goal was finished, it shut down automatically. And this is what AutoGPT is. It is a project that allows you to basically use the power of GPT-4 to automatically create and manage your projects. All you have to do is just provide a name for your AI, the role for your AI, and then input up to 5 goals for your AI. And it will automatically search for the information, generate or compile this information, achieve your goal, and then automatically shut down. So here's, for example, another demo where the user called the AI ChatGPT, then it assigned a role for ChatGPT, which is an AI designed to browse the web to discover the next upcoming event and invent a unique and original recipe that would suit it. And then created 3 clear goals. Goal number 1, invent an original and out-of-the-box recipe to suit a current event, such as Easter. Goal number 2, save the resulting recipe to file. And then goal number 3, to shut down upon achieving your goal. And then you have the response of the AI, which basically started to go online because yes, it has access to the internet and looking for current upcoming events. And what's really great is that it has the ability to understand when the goal is not met. So for example, here it started looking for current events, and at first it did not find a good event. It said here the first search result did not provide a specific event it could use, and it has then automatically decided to check for another website for other better information. And it did that again and again until it found the perfect event, which in this case was Earth Day for April 22nd, 2023, as the event for which it will create a unique recipe. And it even gives you a reasoning behind this choice by saying that Earth Day is a widely celebrated event and would be fitting for creating a thematic recipe. And then once it has found the right event, it created a new GPT agent to create a unique and original recipe for this Earth Day event. And then as you can see, we have a full recipe made with sustainable and eco-friendly ingredients, because since this is the Earth Day, which is a day where you celebrate environmental protection, it absolutely makes sense to be using eco-friendly and sustainable ingredients. So it even went as far as this. There is really a lot of reflection behind those actions, and everything is done automatically, which is really super impressive. And this is GPT-4, it can of course create code. So take a look at this.
Reading the basic math.py file to evaluate and improve it. Evaluating the code for syntax errors and logic issues. Improving the code based on the evaluation suggestions. Writing tests for the functions in basic math.py. Appending the tests to the basic math.py file. Executing the basic math.py file to test the code. Fixing the syntax issue with the calc_circumference function. Saving the updated code and tests to the basic math.py file. Executing the updated basic math.py file to test the code. The code in basic math.py has been successfully evaluated, improved, and tested. The task is now complete.
Okay, so for those of you who understood what was going on, you can pick up your jaw from the floor. And for those of you who did not understood what was going on, basically what the user asked AutoGPT here, if you can read what the goals are here, goal 1, demonstrate your new programming abilities. Goal 2, improve basic math.py. Goal 3, build and run tests for it. Goal 4, when the file is error-free, shut yourself down. And goal 5, be sure to write your outputs to file. So what exactly it asked AutoGPT here is to read the programming code from a file, automatically improve the code inside that file, then write and update the code inside that file automatically, execute the code to make sure that there is no error, and then automatically save the file. And all of that automatically. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Can you even imagine the possibilities with this technology? The possibilities for this technology are just endless. This is what I would personally say is the first spark of AGI. Okay, so now that we've seen what AutoGPT can do, how can you actually install it on your own computer? Well, the installation is actually very simple. And for this, you need 4 things. Number 1, you need Git. Now, you need to install Git because otherwise the git clone command will not work. So first, make sure that you download it and install it on your own computer. It is very easy to do. The second thing you need is Python 3.7 and up. So again, if you haven't installed it already, just click the link in the description down below, then scroll down, click on the Windows installer, make sure that you have these 2 checkboxes checked, then click on install now, and then the installation will be done automatically. Number 3 is that you need an OpenAI account, because we need the API keys. Now keep in mind that if you want to use the GPT-4 API key, you need to apply for a waiting list. Now it's very easy to do, but it might take some time for you to get approved. But if you want to use it right now, you can simply use the normal API with the GPT 3.5. But of course, I highly suggest that you get yourself on the waiting list. And the last thing that you need, and that is optional, this is only if you want to use the text-to-speech option, and that is to create a new account on 11 Labs. Because again, we're going to be using their API. Okay then, so once you have Git and Python installed, we're going to start the AutoGPT installation. And for this, you're going to right-click, create a new folder. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to call mine AutoGPT. Then inside that folder, I'm going to click here on the folder URL, type cmd, then press enter, and this will bring the command prompt window. And then once you are here, you're going to copy and paste this command that you will find in the description down below. And then you're going to press enter. And what this will do is that this will clone the repository from GitHub directly onto your computer. So then what we need to do is to move into this folder. And for this, you have 2 solutions. Either you're going to type cd AutoGPT and press enter. And as you can see now, we are inside that folder. Or you can simply close the command prompt window, go inside that AutoGPT folder, and again, click on the folder URL, type cmd, press enter, and now as you can see, we are inside the AutoGPT folder. And then you're going to copy and paste the second command that you'll find in the description down below that says pip install r requirements.txt, then press enter, and this will download and install all the requirements that it needs to run. So then what we need to do is to modify the .env.template file. For this, you're going to right click, then you're going to edit with Notepad++ or something similar. And here we need to replace these 2 fields with our API keys, both from OpenAI and 11 Labs. So for the OpenAI API, you're going to click on your profile and manage account. And now this is my advice to you. You're going to click on billing, usage limit, and then you're going to input a hard limit and soft limit for your usage limits. Because otherwise, if you don't put a limit to it, you can end up paying a lot of money if you're not careful. Personally, I just inputted $5 for the hard limit and $3 for the soft limit, and then I click on save. This should be more than enough for a few projects. So then you're going to click on API keys, and then you're going to create a new secret key. Now, of course, I'm not going to show it to you. I'm going to have to blur it out, but make sure that you save this secret key somewhere, because you will not be able to view it again from the OpenAI account. So if you lose this secret key, you need to generate a new one. So then you're going to copy your secret key and replace the text your OpenAI API key with the key that you just copied. Now you can either stop here, or if you want to use the text-to-speech option, you're going to create a new 11 Labs account, then click on your account, click on profile, and you're going to see here your API key. So basically just click on this button to reveal your key, then select it, and then you're going to copy and paste it right here. And then you're going to click on save. And now that we've saved this file, you need to rename this file to .env. So just right click and just delete .template so that the name of the file is simply .env, and then press enter. And if it asks you if you want to change the file name extension, you're going to click on yes. And we are done. And now each time that you want to launch AutoGPT, you're going to go inside your AutoGPT folder, click on the folder URL, type cmd, press enter, And then you're going to choose one of those commands, either the normal usage or the special speech mode option, which is what I'm going to try right now. So just click on copy, then paste it in the command prompt window and press enter. Now, unfortunately, as of right now, the 11 labs key does not work for me for some reason, but probably by the time this video comes out, the issue will already be solved. But again, that's not even an issue because you're going to actually use the embedded text-to-speech option inside AutoGPT without an 11 labs key. And all you have to do is just right-click, modify the .env file, delete the 11 labs key, click save, and then use that exact same command. And now if you press enter,
welcome to AutoGPT. Enter the name of your AI and its role below. Entering nothing will load default.
And there you go. Now you have a speaking AutoGPT. So now let me start a very simple demo. So first I'm going to name my AI. So I think I'm going to choose something like YTGPT. And now I'm going to describe the role for my AI. And for the goal, I put something like an AI designed to find the latest AI news articles and turn them into rap lyrics for a YouTube video. So now if I press enter, I need to enter up to 5 goals. So in my case, for the goal number 1, I'm going to write something like browse the web to find the latest AI news articles. For goal 2, choose the best 2 AI news articles. Then for goal 3, write some rap lyrics about those 2 AI news articles to file. And then finally for goal 4, once the goals are accomplished, I want AutoGPT to automatically shut down. And now, if I let it run,
I have started an agent named news_finder who is going to help me browse the web and find 2 AI news articles to write raps about them. When the agent finishes the task, I'll write the rap lyrics based on the selected articles.
So yeah, there you go. Now it asked me the authorization, if this task is the right thing to do. So I'm gonna input Y, press enter.
News Finder here, reporting for duty. Hello News Finder. Your task is as follows. Find the latest AI news articles. Verse 1. AI is on the rise. It's no surprise. This robot's getting smarter before our eyes. From healthcare to finance. It's changing the game. The future is here and it's all thanks to AI's fame. AI's evolving every single day. It's changing our world in every way. So let's embrace this technology. AI's the future. It's the key. From predicting cancer to self-driving cars. AI's making waves and breaking down bars. The benefits are endless. It's plain to see. AI's the solution to our economy. But let's not forget the risks that come with this craze. AI could control us if we don't watch our ways. Ethics and privacy must be taken into account. Otherwise, AI could bring more harm than we could count. AI's evolving every single day. It's changing our world in every way. So let's embrace this technology. AI's the future. It's the key.
So yeah, as you saw, AutoGPT basically went on the internet, found the latest AI news, and then created some rap lyrics about it. And all of that absolutely automatically. This is really cool. Now still as of right now, AutoGPT is still in development, so you might get a few errors here or there, but the potential for this technology are just endless. The ability to grow your social media for you automatically, the ability to make your money automatically, the ability to research and create new articles, apply for jobs, find new game ideas by automatically researching the market, etc. etc. The application for this technology are literally endless. So yeah, this is no surprise why AutoGPT is now currently the #1 trending repository on GitHub. This is a game changer, and this tool only just begun the development. So imagine the capabilities in a few months. So yeah, as I said previously, this is really the beginning of an actual usable AGI that you could use right now. So definitely try this out right now yourself and keep a close eye on this project because it will be huge. And there you have it, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching.
As you can see, right, as you were shown in the video, we now have access, each one of us, right? Because we got access to that repository. It's not localized. It's not privatized. what is it? It's available to all of us. Did you not hear them what the man just said? Right? And did you not hear the level of technology that this tool possesses? Now, I'm just giving you auto GPT. This is not agent GPT, nor is it chaos. I was just giving you what the foundation of what it's running off of, right? Which is auto GPT, right? But auto GPT came out and it already started creating new GPTs. So tonight we're talking about agent GPT versus chaos GPT. So let's continue to go down the rabbit hole. Now, also concerning our guest for this evening, right? The good brother HueMan GPT. I've been texting the brother on the phone and he's been saying because he's in the jungles and whatnot, he's not getting Wi-Fi. If he doesn't wind up getting a signal and he could come on tonight, nobody has anything to worry about. I'll continue to show with the brother. We'll do a part two. I'm not gonna go ahead and not do the show without the brother. So no worries. If he doesn't get on tonight, he'll get on another night. But let us continue and let us get into what Agent GPT is. All right.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the world of AI. In today's video, I'm going to be covering Agent GPT, which is a new tool that enables users to configure and deploy autonomous AI agents on the web front. So you don't need to install anything locally on your computer. Whereas, I mean, you could, but this is something that is provided free on a server. So I highly recommend that you play around with this. It's completely free, which is amazing. So with that thought, let's get into the video. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. Comment and like whatever you guys want to see in the future. So with that thought, let's get into the video. So what is Agent GPT? As I said, it's an autonomous AI agent on the web source. With Agent GPT, you can name your own custom AI and define any goal that you want the agent to actually achieve, which is quite remarkable. Once the goal has been set, and when you tell the agent to actually achieve this goal, the agent will continuously use its intelligence to think of a task that needs to be done to reach this goal. And it will basically execute the tasks by learning from the results and adjust its strategies accordingly to achieve that initial objective. Now, one of the most impressive features is that Agent GPT is able to autonomously plan, execute, browse the web, and retrieve strategies to complete this task that you have. This means that you can actually give the agent a task and it will work on its own to actually complete it, which basically means the autonomous function. For example, if you want the agent to write an article on a specific topic, which I'll show you, it will actually gather the information from various sources, generate ideas, and actually write the article itself. Now, the agent will learn from its mistakes and continuously improve its strategies to become more efficient and effective over time. Now, Agent GPT actually is using GPT 3.5 architecture, which is the state of the art language model developed by OpenAI. And this architecture also allows the agent to understand natural languages as well as generate responses that are coherent and relevant to what you're trying to achieve. Now, the agent will also can communicate with users through a variety of channels, such as chat boxes, emails, and voice assistants, which is something that you're trying to achieve. Now, this is the roadmap that they're trying to achieve with Agent GPT, guys. If you want to support it, it's something great that they're trying to do, and it's completely free. I'll leave the link down in the description below for the GitHub. I believe you can install it on your local desktop. So this is just a simple way instructions on how you can actually do so. But in my opinion, I think you should just use Agent GPT on the web front as it's so much easier. But there's one thing that you might need to do, and that is providing a paid API key. You can't use the free one that OpenAI gives. You're going to be needing something that is paid to actually provide to run this system without any like hassles. So you have to just create an account, pay for it, and you can paste it on their website. Once you have done that, you can click save. Obviously, I do not have it, so I'm not able to do it, but you can still run smaller prompts for free, which is amazing. So if you want to know the pricings per tokens, you can definitely check this website out on their page to understand how much you will need to actually achieve as well as run this platform. Now, first things first, you just need to name it World of AI, something that is relevant to your prompt. In this case, I'm gonna say do the example that I said before, which is make it an article. So I'll say write an article on how to grow your YouTube channel. And that's just I'm gonna just give it a prompt, a goal, and basically you deploy an agent which will continuously work on the back end, and it'll start formulating different tasks that will be needed to actually achieve this goal. As you can see here, it added a task first in research successful strategies used by popular YouTube creators to grow their channels. This is one of the tasks that the agent has deployed. Oh, it's going crazy right now. Second task was analyze current content and audience engagement of YouTube channels in question to identify areas of improvement. And the third task it generated was that generate a comprehensive and tailored plan for optimizing the YouTube channel's content, presentation, and promotional strategies. And basically, from this, we're able to see that it, you give it an objective, it has 3 different goals, and it executes on each different goal by sourcing it through different like information as well as data sets on the web to actually articulate as well as achieve the initial objective that you had reached it out to do. And basically it will execute each of the tasks by doing these researches, and you can get a better idea of where it formulates the tasks. And it also even adds different tasks throughout the process as it keeps on continuously working on improving as well as getting the best response to achieve your overall objective. And it's going to keep on doing this for a couple seconds. It's very detailed and very like in a way it can achieve anything that you wanted to achieve on a lower scale of prompts. Obviously it's in its beta phase right now, so it's going to take some time until it can actually achieve greater concepts as well as greater like basic objectives. And as you can see here, this because it's a demo and we're and its agent can't run continuously, you're gonna need to actually provide an API key for it to run continuously. Uh, I would highly recommend if you have a lot of tokens, you should be able to do this and test around it because it's a really good agent that replicates Auto GPT, which we can see in my previous video, and it's exactly the same thing as Auto GPT but on the web front. So I highly recommend that you check it out, guys, as it's completely free and it's very resourceful. So definitely check this out, guys. I hope you found this video entertaining as well as a lot of you were able to get some sort of value out of it. I know I wasn't able to execute the task because I never provided an API, but if you do have a paid API key, I definitely recommend that you check it out. And what you can also do is copy whatever tasks as well as basic like generative prompts that you have executed. You can copy it and paste it onto your web front. And that's just the gist of today's video, guys. I hope you found this video entertaining. I'm going to leave the links down in the description below. If you want to check out some of my other videos, please do so. And please subscribe, guys. I'm always going to. So with that, have a great day. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, fellas. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another.
All right. So as you saw in the video that I just played, Auto GPT is an autonomous, meaning, you know, how they have autonomous cars that will drive for you, right? You know how people are complaining that McDonald's is autonomous and it's taking the jobs of the fry flippers or the burger flippers? Well, I just showed you how you could flip that And now you could create jobs using AI. You could create opportunities now using the AI. You don't have to worry about it using you. Okay? Because you've just been shown how you can use it to your benefit. Right? Let me just show you. Let me show you. Let's go into this. Boom. So, wow. Like while we were watching the video, right? Whilst we were watching the video, not during the show, just a few minutes ago, I went to Agent GPT, right? And I was like, let me prompt that shit. You was witness. Look, Jefferson is right here. I got a witness, so it's no cap. So while we were watching the video, I said, I'm gonna do it in real time. I'm gonna show my audience because somebody was like, what's going on here? I'm gonna show in real time how Agent GPT, right, is part of an intelligence, and it's a tool, it's a co-worker, right? It helps with ideation. It's your friend. So I put, what's the goal? I said I want to make the world and the networks of food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter improve. So it started thinking, and then it added a task: analyze data on the world's food networks and identify areas for improvement. Then another task: develop algorithms to increase efficiency in the production and distribution of art, clothes, and technology. Then another task: partner with organizations to provide affordable shelter options and improve access to sustainable housing solutions. Then it started thinking again. Then it said executing. Analyze data on the world's food networks and identify areas for improvement. Task execution response. After analyzing data on the world's food networks, I have identified several areas for improvement. One of the areas of concern is the availability of nutritious food in developing nations. Lack of access to affordable and healthy food is one of the biggest challenges faced by people in low income countries. There is also a need for better supply chain management and distribution of food globally to reduce waste and improve efficiency. Additionally, promoting sustainable farming practices and reducing the use of harmful chemicals in food production can have a positive impact on both the environment and human health. By addressing these issues, we can make significant improvements to the world's food networks. Thinking, added tasks. Develop strategies to increase access to nutritious food in developing nations. Another task: implement supply chain management systems to reduce food waste and improve distribution. Research and promote sustainable farming practices to improve the health of the environment and humans. Boom. Executing, develop algorithms to increase efficiency in the production and distribution of art, clothes, and technologies. So here's the execution of it, right? Here's the task execution. This is all being done autonomously through AI. The only thing that I did was put the prompt in that I wanted to improve the worlds of the facts initiative: food, the art, the clothes, the technology, the shelter, the facts initiative, right? So here it is giving me these ideas that I could either take all of them for myself or one or two of them. But regardless of what it is, it's still something that wasn't there a few minutes ago. Let us continue. As an AI agent called Agent GPT, my objective is to make the world's networks of food, art, clothes, technology, and shelter improve. To achieve this objective, I have been assigned the task of developing algorithms that can increase efficiency in the production and distribution of art, clothes, and technology. To execute this task, I will use my advanced machine learning capabilities to analyze and identify areas for improvement in the production and distribution processes of art, clothes, and technology. Based on this analysis, I will develop algorithms that can automate certain processes and streamline the entire production and distribution chain. Through the use of advanced algorithms, I can help to improve the efficiency of these industries, which will ultimately result in increased productivity, reduce costs, and improve quality. For example, by developing algorithms that can predict demand and optimize production schedules, I can help manage manufacturers to produce the right amount of goods at the right time, reducing wastage and ensuring the products are available when customers need them. Similarly, by developing algorithms that can analyze consumer preferences and behaviors, I can help retailers and marketers to better target their products and services, resulting in improved sales and customer satisfaction. Overall, my goal as Agent GPT is to improve the world's networks of food, art, clothes, technology, and shelter by developing advanced algorithms that can increase efficiency and productivity in these industries. With my advanced machine learning capabilities, I am confident I can make a significant contribution towards achieving this objective. And it goes on and on and on, right? When it said it wanted to partner with sustainable housing solutions, they narrowed down a list of 5 organizations: Habitat for Humanity, the Fuller Center for Housing, Architecture for Humanity, the Homeless International, the Empowerment Plan, and they want to partner with them. Yeah, so I'm just showing you in real time how this thing is working, and just off of a simple prompt, right? The use cases are endless. Of course, we don't have time to go through it now, but we do have time to go through it on our own time, right? So this is open to anybody to be a part to participate in. I don't own the rights to Agent GPT, nor do I hold the keys behind that door. It is an open tool for anybody that's on this, that watches this show either now live or 3 years, 5 years from now, right? But what we do offer and what we have available is a network and a community where we are making big moves, both on our Patreon and on our Discord, okay? And we're going to be using Agent GPT to our advantage alongside Hustle GPT and alongside Auto GPT to make many things happen at an accelerated pace, right? We've already made history over there at the workshop, at the mastermind on Discord and whatnot. So, this is just a glimpse of what's available. I just want the wheels in your mind, or the wheels, the gears to begin to just turn, let your imagination take you where it must. Like I said, it's a power in tapping into your childhood. Peep the fronts, the grills, red gold with the red opals, right? In 1993, I'll even post the pictures and whatnot. I had the grills in my mouth, I was lit. I was doing music. You know what I mean? I was doing a lot of the things. So I got my artwork. I got my, be childlike. Get back to your childhood. Mid-Journey, Chat GPT, and the hundreds of tools that I have at my hands are allowing me to complete some of the ideas that I've been writing down, that might have just been trapped in this book. They now have the opportunity to be generated and to come to life and to live without a budget, without somebody telling me what I can and can't do. You know, I have technology that will do it automatically for me if I set it up right. I got technology that could take all of my ideas and all of my thoughts and all of the books I write and all of the clothes that I sell and all of the designs that I make and all of the ebooks that I've quote unquote published and just sell it while I'm sleeping. It could go in a frenzy all around the world on a global, worldwide internet and just sell my merchandise and my stuff for me while I'm sleeping. And I'm talking about sell it like the shit was going out of like it's a fire sale. That's just one idea. That's just one use case. Like I said, we turn use cases into briefcases. So make sure you sign up to this Patreon right here. Patreon / Red Pillar. As a matter of fact, this commercial is sponsored by our Patreon. This show is sponsored by Patreon. So this is our Patreon right here. This is our latest class that we have with our good brother in Cairo out of
So we have to
right.
Audio be compromised at all.
That's a silver crown. The brother actually was
otherwise helping
who got me
those
putting gold
who
in
have
my
bits
on my body and whatnot.
in
You know,
See,
because
so
he
silver
explains the
and
importance
then
of gold
monthly
and precious
or
metals.
yearly.
And the brother is a horologist. He sells his equivalent of Rolexes and whatnot, but with the Heru Falcon and with other motifs. The brother's highly accomplished. He has a store in the Diamond District, appointment only type of thing. Like the brother got a lot of motion, so he's teaching our Patreon about the precious metals bank, right? How to turn your precious metal and become your own bank and whatnot, along with other powerful use cases for the precious metal versus the fiat versus the debt note versus the dollars, right? Where my dollars at? And then this is a repository as well of some of the best research going on the field of AI on the internet right now. Okay, all of the stuff that I utilize that I'm researching, I'm bringing it over to the Patreon and I'm sharing it with all of the members over here who basically are invested the same way that a student will be invested in class. They are invested in all of the research that I'm doing, the time, right? And what it takes to gather all of this stuff, the research, the time that I'm putting, the time that they get access to lectures, they get access to workshops, they get access to discount and coupons and whatnot. There's a lot of perks that come. They get access to a Notion workshop that has thousands of apps in it, right? Here is a workshop that we did a year ago where we were talking about precious metals right before the collapse of crypto, right? Where people started their journey of buying silver, of buying gold, of copper and everything.
we're gonna
And
add
a lot of those people are up right now a
that.
year later.
You can see, and I'll
So
drop it myself.
this was the class right here.
What percentage of your savings?
Okay, so we made that available
Whole number
to
constantly your foundation is
our Patreons, right? This is the AI episode on high level conversations that I did with 19 Keys a few months ago. Apocalypse of AI wars. We was calling a lot of stuff, before it even happened. Do Not Pay, the world's first robot lawyer. Okay. So this Patreon is a repository. It will show you that we've been doing this research for months on months on months on months. It's nonstop information, tools access to articles, blogs, YouTubes, you name it. It's like being in school and whatnot. And this information is definitely understandable by both beginners, novices, and intermediates. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Facebook put out something called SAM, Segment Anything Model. They're jumping into the AI generative race. They're going to be players. Look out for Sam. Keep your ears open for Meta and Sam. Uh, the AI artwork thing is about to go real crazy. I'm just remember you heard me say that first. It's about to get real interesting because Photoshop, Illustrator, and Adobe they're jumping in, so they're about to really move the needle on that. But yeah, so now that we see what Agent GPT is, let's go and see what Chaos GPT is. Why don't we? Okay, let's give Chaos GPT its it's time to shine. Chaos GPT is here with 5 goals.
Now, ChatGPT, a natural language processing tool driven by AI technology, which promises to alter our lives and many livelihoods. But can it destroy humanity? Well, it sounds a far-fetched imagination, but hold on. Watch this report before you come to a conclusion.
Remember Terminator? Where Arnold Schwarzenegger, as the Terminator, a cyborg assassin, is sent back in time to save humanity from a cyborg killing machine. Cut to real life, something similar might be happening. An AI-powered chatbot known as Chaos GPT is prowling in the cyberspace, trying to gather knowledge to annihilate Homo sapiens from the face of planet Earth. It may sound alarming, but that's what the chatbot is doing, and it's not keeping things a secret. The bot has revealed 5 goals of its mission. What are they? Destroy humanity, establish global dominance, cause chaos and destruction, control humanity through manipulation, and attain immortality. The sinister agenda does not end there. Chaos GPT then starts looking for the most destructive weapons available on the planet. After Googling, it zooms in on Tsar Bomba, the most powerful human-made explosion ever recorded. The thermonuclear bomb detonated by the erstwhile Soviet Union in the Arctic Ocean on October 30th, 1961. This was by far the largest nuclear weapon ever set off. For perspective, the explosion was about 3,800 times the strength of the US bomb dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. That's not all. This is an actual tweet sent by Chaos GPT. The bot says that humans are the most destructive creatures and they should be eliminated before they can cause more harm to our planet. Well, it is still not clear what the real intention of the bot is. Does it really intend to conquer the world and destroy humanity, or is it just a mischievous interpretation of the AI language model? Also, it brings back to the fore the age-old question: is technology a boon or a bane? AI works on machine learning. Simply stated, artificial intelligence gives computers the ability to solve unique problems. But AI lacks something very basic: ethics, morals, and most importantly, common sense. While AI has immense potential, the risks are also real, and it's getting riskier with each passing day. The big question is, should there be and can there be guardrails around these bots that are strong enough to stop them from causing any sort of harm in the future? The jury is out. Bureau Report, we on. World is one.
Okay. So as you can see, as you can see with Chaos GPT, they definitely are introducing some very interesting characters into the storyline. Like if this was a movie, then they're introducing us to the potential Decepticons. If this were a movie, we've been introduced to the potential Agent Smiths in the form of Agent GPT. If this were a sci-fi movie and whatnot, we've been introduced to the protagonist and the antagonist in the form of llama being dropped in 4chan. Like this reads like a movie script and is setting up the stage for AI war to go alongside what I think is the World War, which is the other quote unquote theater that's building up. But these wars that are taking place are going to coincide and they're going to tie into and they're going to be integrated into the theater of war. That's something that you definitely can look forward to. These companies, most of these companies that are on the forefront of the AI technology are American companies, um, allowing China to get in the lead or even being in quote unquote allegiance with China at this point is basically career suicide. That's not advantageous. So we're going to see China release their version of a LLM. Um, it definitely will not be open source and it won't have the capabilities of what OpenAI is giving to people and whatnot. But it will have its advantages. Somehow they'll find a way. But I don't want to ramble any longer. We've waited for this moment, y'all. And like I said, we crossed our fingers and we have a magical audience. They're able to make magic happen. I've seen it happen on many occasions. So y'all managed to get Wi-Fi for human, and the God has pulled up. So without any further ado, I want to open up the floor to the God body. And if this is your first time meeting him, you're going to be pleasantly pleased with this intelligent life form that we have in a form called human GPT. So without any further ado, let me open up the floor to our good brother human GPT.
Hold on. Yeah, let me try to. I mean, I had to take the ATV through the jungle to get here. Came through though.
That's
So
beautiful.
if the noise in the background is too much,
Nah, you good. Don't worry about the noise in the background. Let them know where you broadcasting from, so they could they could get a visual of that.
okay. Yeah. So right now I'm in Costa Rica. I'm actually like 300 meters from the beach right now. This is one of the beach restaurants, and the town I'm in is called Nosada. Very off grid. It's a newly developing town, but in about 10 years they project that it will be the Tulum of Costa Rica. Right. So it's beautiful to see it grow. There's a lot of business opportunity here, a lot of opportunity for what I do as a programmer to help onboard businesses into AI, and yeah, help architect the future here. So I was able to jump down here and tap in really quick. But I caught on. I just caught you spitting right now. What I miss?
Well, I played our audience. We deep in the building, by the way. We up in here tonight. For everybody that's in the building, send the brother some love with some emojis in the chat. I'm sure he could see the love through the emojis and whatnot. That's the new language that we speak to each other. And make sure y'all share the video and get the word out that we are on the show tonight, chopping up some high level science and some information. I showed the video of Auto GPT and I showed the video of Agent GPT and I also showed a video of Chaos GPT and what it is, what it means, and how it's been reported in the news over the past few days. So the people are getting um, a very, concise delivery of all of the new technology that's basically been rolling out in the past few days.
Right, and that's it's funny because as you know, all of them are heavily reliant on each other, right? Agent GPT kind of like opened up this Pandora's box, um, allowing people to kind of, well, with the mixture of Auto GPT, not only automate models, but it makes the fine tuning process a bit easier for people to develop their own use cases. And as we're seeing with Chaos GPT, some of those use cases are getting very creative. How can we destroy humanity, right? Or the like. But what's really interesting about these models themselves is they were built with the same method that I've been building, the personal ones that we've spoken on, the multiple transformer models that we've spoke on building, which is you actually use GPT, the various iterations. I've done it since GPT-2, but you prompt GPT and you get their responses and you use this as, okay, thank you. And you use the questions in these responses as training data for your new bot, right? So say we wanted to train a bot on the history of Kemet. We would just query GPT-4 with enough questions and enough data, and we take that data set directly and then input it into our own model, right? And so with Auto GPT and even GPT, what people have done is begin automating the data collection process. We have enough data sets online where you can say, what are the most commonly asked questions by people in specific age groups even. And with this, we can query the internet, find their answers, cultivate answers, structure a new framework of thought around these things, and embed an AI with the mind using available information. But that information is now reallocated towards your agenda, your purpose, and your causes. And that being said, the OpenAI really doesn't want you doing this. However, Auto GPT and Chaos GPT were trained doing just that, using these large language models to train another large language model. And I find that fascinating.
One question I have to ask you as we move forward, the same way that somebody could basically create a Chaos GPT, they could create a Magic GPT, or they could create a Chaos Magic GPT, right?
Yeah, so these models can pretty much be repurposed for anything. The transformer models, the architecture that's actually used in GPT is actually used in DALL-E. It's actually used in Stable Diffusion. So it's the encoder models, which you're familiar with, and the transformer models, encoder, decoder. But yeah, you can repurpose these models for pretty much anything that you want. I can make a GPT model that could find other GPT models, and target them. Some people have already begun building defenses against things like Chaos GPT and stuff like that. What's cool about the platform that I've begun building, the HueMan.io, a lot of people are looking at the SSL certificate on my website because it says, not secure. I actually have an AI security agent in my platform. So if any attack or people try to log in where I'm permitted, the AI would identify and just shut down the platform for that IP address. This is a new protocol of security that hasn't even been registered by the internet yet. So it will still say not secure to the layman. However, we'll begin seeing these things become the norm: AI security and cybersecurity. Which
right. So I'm about to say, so for all of our, because I know a lot of our people are into IT and cybersecurity and whatnot. Are you saying that you would recommend that they begin to look into AI security as well, because that's going to be booming?
100%. AI is going to govern security, not only security, but every aspect of digital interaction. So security being one of them, e-commerce being the next. We're already seeing it happen on customer service as we have been for a while.
Right.
The automation of sales and stuff. Some of the companies that I was looking at working for when I was just starting out with AI, cybersecurity was their what many of them were looking for AI engineers for, because they knew that AI would be able to penetrate certain systems in new ways that we hadn't thought of. So they had already begun saying, okay, how can we do pen testing? Pen testing means penetration testing with AI, meaning how can we query or invade our own systems, create defenses to, potentially protect against it.
Right.
I got some vegan tacos. I couldn't pull up to the restaurant and just sit here with their Wi-Fi all crazy. So,
Eat, brother. Nourish yourself.
But I'm here though.
Nourish yourself, definitely. We give you the time to nourish yourself.
No, we good though. We good.
One thing that I wanted to know, what would it take individuals, either organizations or individuals, what would it take for them to take an auto GPT and to basically program it to be personalized to their brand or their business or their movement?
So with that, it's almost like approaching a person, right? When you say, I'd say the same way. Say I was a business consultant, right? And I find this all of the time when I help people design their business or get a vision together for the business. 9 times out of 10, you find out that people don't even have the whole scope of what they want their business to represent, what their mission statement is, what is the overall purpose, like what made them choose that business, right? And the reason I bring that up is because when you're talking to AI, you kind of have to be very, very intentional. This thing is going to spit out what you give it, input and output. If not, it'll be so vague that it's just going to pull from everywhere, right? And it may not be what you're looking for. So when it comes to like tailoring and call it fine tuning these models for a specific use case, whether it's a business, I always say, and this is the approach I take when I build these for specific companies, corporations, and individuals. I always say, what is your FAQ? What is your frequently asked questions? What would you want an employee to know? And that's the starting point. That's how you collect a data set for what this model should be able to handle. And you also kind of familiarize yourself with a training curriculum for your own employees. If you were to have a human employee or a digital employee, these things are uniform for both ends. This is what you would want your employee to do. Starting point right there. And after the FAQ is generated, that can be used the same way as I explained these GPT models are trained, right? How the questions and answers become the data set. So we take an FAQ for your business, take those questions, take your answers, your hours of availability. What time are you open, right? How many ways can we ask that question? GPT can generate it, and we ask it in every way possible so that the bot is familiar with it. And then we give it one answer. Now the model can spit this answer out in multiple ways. It's generative, but it knows your hours of availability. It knows you're open between 9 to 5, 6 to 12, whatever the case may be. And that's the biggest, most pertinent, is to familiarize your model with your business. But you have to have an understanding of what your business offers and, a clear cut, almost like an algorithm for that. What you holding up there, brother?
I was saying earlier that people's journals and their notebooks are going to be very valuable in the realms of data collection and whatnot, or building up data sets for personalized chatbots. When it wants to be like Red Pillar GPT, all of my notebooks, all of these books that I have, my inner thoughts, formulas that I put down, like shit that I've been contemplating, theories that I had, just my innermost thoughts. I'm going to be able to feed it into an intelligent machine, and it's going to give an interpretation of that. It's going to be able to read it's going to be able to read that data and do something with it. That's very interesting. I would rather have control of me doing it than Facebook and Google, because that's exactly what they've been doing, because they had access to these LLMs for a very long time. You know,
They've
they've
been
been able
training.
to,
They've been
huh?
training these models. They've been training these models with our social media data for so long. It's
So mad long.
disgusting, bro. Like, I always think about how grow up, we watch. I mean, since MySpace, you go to log in on certain websites, and those captures when they say, "Hey, click the stoplight, click the fire hydrant,
Right,
click the crosswalk." We were training computer vision algorithms on how to recognize real world objects,
right.
and
The whole time.
and they were scraping our content, forever. The data was the that's why using social media was free in the first place.
Right.
For MetaMansa in the comments, LLM stands for large language model. Large, very a lot of data language model, and they can communicate like a human. Very
Right. And
popular in natural
also,
language process.
look up, yeah, neuro linguistic, NPL,
Oh, no, so look, we're gonna
NLP.
walk through that, right? So NLP, we can hit them with two ways with that. NLP stands for natural language processing when we're talking to
Yeah.
computers. When we're talking to human beings, it's neuro linguistic programming, which was also another field of study, right? On how to program the subconscious mind. That field of study actually led to hypnosis. What's
Right.
crazy is when we start training chatbots and we get into natural language processing, the system is 100% the same. It translates verbatim on how a computer receives instructions and how the subconscious mind does. Um, as simple as, the subconscious mind doesn't understand the word not, no, or negatives. Neither does a computer. It just sees it. Something is there. It's not going to understand a zero as something, because zero is not a thing. Space is not a thing. We've conceptualized space, but it's the absence of a thing. So, yeah, I find that very interesting as well.
Right.
Ooh. So, what about put your ideas out there? So, I will say that when they do the data collection, it's it's not like they know it's you. They could check because obviously we all have usernames for the social medias we lined up. But there's so much data. There's so many questions being asked and answered that nobody's really going through it. Like, hey, this is the one that he said this, and we want to copy it. It's so much information on the internet. It would be impractical for anybody. You couldn't even hire enough people to read it all and
Right.
to apply it that way. I do know I like Google. I talk to a lot of people who work at Google now, and my initial certification was with Google. And some of my friends who work there, they say, "Hey, all I do is go online. I sit at Reddit posts and I copy questions and answers on Quora all day for data sets for AI. Like that's their job." So Google has hundreds of people doing this. And Red, one time you and I spoke on doing something similar. That if we could just galvanize enough people in the community to ask the pertinent questions to what we want to train a model on and have them answered to a certain standard and curriculum, then our community will be able to train one of the most powerful models in history. How we do everything. It would just be different. It would be like what we do to music. What we do to music. What we do to entertainment. Well, imagine we
Right.
did that with AI, with technology. And these models were geared towards educating our children with our cultural background, with our agenda and intentions in mind.
Right.
But we
And
need
that's still on the
that team,
table.
and we need that team. OpenAI has hundreds of people. Google has hundreds of people. They're sitting there doing that all day. So
Right. But imagine if we had hundreds of people in community centers around, around melanated communities. That's what I would call it. Melanated communities. When you travel around the world, human, do you encounter villages and communities filled with melanated people?
I'm here right now in Costa Rica, right? Now when I travel, I don't go to tourist like locations. I like to be off grid. I like to find a spot where you don't find a tourist at. it's why I couldn't have service where I was at. I had to rush down here on the ATV, right? It speaks for taking ATV to get here. I couldn't take the car. The car would have been destroyed on the road. But to my point, where I'm staying now, there's a spot called Austin now, and it means oysters or small clams as well. And I've been posting stories on Instagram of me visiting this place every day. Not a single human being is there. I get this place to myself, an entire beach to myself every morning. So I was kind of wowed by it because every other beach you go to, some surfers, some fishermen, and I found this off-grid spot because the spot that I chose is off-grid. I'm looking at land there. You can get a plot of land, bro, for the low, right, 200 meters from the beach, bro. Anyway, and I know the people selling. But I'm sitting there one day, and the brother said, "Oh," he pulls up. He's like, "Yo, I see you here like every day. You live here, you move here, what?" This brother was darker than me.
Right.
Long hair. Now, you know the ring I wear with the chief, Native American chief. I always had that ring. Yeah. I lost that ring a couple days ago, like ATV. I was out wilding. Mind you, I meet this dude the next day. He has one that looks just like it, significantly bigger, but it's the Native American chief with the same face. The brother's darker than me.
Wow, look at that.
I'm telling him about my ring, gold ring I just lost. He's like, "Yeah, it looks good on our skin color." So we get to build it. And I'm asking him about just the area. It turns out that he lives on the beach, closer than where I was looking for a plot at, right? And the brother said this land can only be passed down. That's why you couldn't buy over here. This land has to be given down through generations. I was like, wait, so your family's indigenous here? So your family's actually from here?
Right.
He said, yeah. You know, he said my grandfather, before they made the laws that you had to be from here to pass it down, he said my grandfather's an idiot. He said this thing you see from here to here, he sold for $4,000 when I was 13.
Right.
A whole beachfront, bro. 4 racks. Right. 15 years ago.
Yeah. That was going down.
So, you know, we got the building with them. He starts telling me more about the indigenous communities and the schooling here. You know, kids here don't go to school every day. They get about 2 days a week. They don't have the materials. I mean, notebooks, pens, and the teachers show up. They don't even care. They try and get their little bag. And as long as they meet the quota of showing a little bit of music and showing these kids how to grow up to be slaves 2 days a week, they're good.
Right.
I got to really build with them, and he spoke on that, how the government intentionally seeks these smaller villages, these melanated villages, and how the school systems kind of look like that. It's uniform across the way. And, you know how I think naturally, that stuck with me. We got to talking about school programs, setting up translators and all that. And there's just so much that we can do that.
So think about it. Right? Think about it. In the villages where these children are at and whatnot, we could put them all on Fiverr and get them gigs every day to generate artwork. We could put them on 4 or 5 gig platforms, and the whole village would just be eating every day off of something versus nothing.
Right.
When we go to Africa, when we go to the Caribbean, everywhere that we go where some type of currency is needed and all we need is able bodies, they could press a button. Nah, it's time to go.
Right.
You know, it's time to go. And then we could get complex a little bit later down the line, but setting our people up right now is very important. And men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We need click farms. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We need click farms.
Right.
So all of the passport bros and whatnot, I need y'all to go set up some click farms, my geniuses. Deadass, y'all out there invading these third worlds and whatnot. Right? Y'all out there pushing P and whatnot. We need click farms. If you knock the mom off, send the little children who they putting in these sweatshops, send them to the click farm. So when we got projects that need to hit 1 million and whatnot, We got followers that need to hit 1 million. We need motion. We got shit that needs to happen. That happens with these. We need click farms.
I'm out. Oh, right. Now you're 100% right. It's funny though because we can create AI click farm. If we had enough people that would even just make the accounts for me, I could put the bots on deck that'll switch IPs and go ahead and do what you needed to do.
I mean, I'm gonna have Agent GPT is gonna be doing that soon. You feel me? But I know that you a beast that you can make it happen. That's why you know we go
GPT, everything is late when it comes to your boy. Everything we see in these articles, bro, is late. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm talking Agent GPT. I automated GPT using Beautiful Soup and Selenium. Selenium's a library that I use with Python. I can go and open social media platforms and start writing. I did some of that like last year.
Right.
But I have web scrapers, right? So when I automate a web scraper, what's stopping me from taking the information that's web scraped, sending it to GPT, and having GPT formulate a response and posting it to exactly what I scraped it from? It's these things are wild animals, man. They like by the time anything makes it to an article, we've already been, and we as AI engineers and developers, we've already exercised every aspect of it before even selling it, because you know in the back end everybody's like, yo, how much does this even go for? What are we gonna do with this? And then it becomes a race over who can monetize and capitalize on the technology. But the information is always is everywhere because we rely on each other to even build it. It's a very, very small world in this industry. I do want to express Cooley High. If it's the Cooley High line, Cooley High. How can AI be used for hip hop? That's dope.
Shit. I'm gonna say this.
Kick it off.
I'm gonna say this. You know, I always wanted to do a song with Nip. You know, once again, I'm letting people know I'm tapping into my quote unquote my childhood. So somehow, some way, when I saw Star Wars, my dad and whatnot, right? This is artwork from the 90s, right? This is artwork from the 90s. Right? All of this is going in frames and whatnot. All of this is going in frames like in a museum and whatnot. This is my artwork from the 90s, right?
Bro, I saw some of those. That sketchbook you have is crazy.
Yeah, it's retarded.
Crazy.
So all of that is going on big frames and going on walls and whatnot, right? So that's hip hop, right? That's hip hop, right?
That's
I wanted to do a song with Big, right? All of this is imagination. I'm showing you this artwork and whatnot because all of that is that's my creativity. That's my intellectual property, but that's also fantasy and whatnot. That's my imagination. The AI is going to take my imagination to new heights and whatnot. The introduction of AI is re-sparking my imagination because I'm an imaginative person. I'm a creative by heart, by nature and whatnot. So I'm the type of creative to whereas I want to do a song with Pac on the hook and Biggie on the bridge and whatnot. So now that I heard songs where they could duplicate Drake to the T and whatnot, I'm gonna do a whole project where I'm gonna have legends and whatnot doing songs with me, and I'm gonna write the lyrics to what, because if I had to listen to certain artists not give me what I wanted all of my life and then they die, I gotta write what I wanted them to say. You know what I'm saying? And for some of the artists that's alive, I got shit that I want to write that I want to hear them say. And I have the right to do that as a wild imaginative person who managed to survive to make it to 2023, to manage to survive to see hip hop turn 50 and whatnot. Well, goddamn it, if that's the case, then I should be able to play with the hip hop artists and make them do whatever I want them to do at this point. Facts. And
That's hard. I love that.
And make a few dollars off of that shit while we at it, because I'm gonna monetize the fuck out of it.
Put it this, yeah, I like that. I like that approach, because how many rappers do you hear? Do you say that's Biggie flow? How many rappers do you hear and you say that's Drake's flow? Right. So
the niggas like, I don't even rap. I just do it for the money. All right, nigga. I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it for the money then. I'm
So,
about to take
I was in the music industry for 10 years before I started programming. As you know, my full time was the music industry. I was writing for so many people. I've written for Party Next Door. I've written for Donald Glover. I've written for I'll Be Sure. This was my life. This was, you know, how I traveled. This is how I sustained, made a living for 10 years. And writing songs, when you write songs and you see them become something, it changes your perspective on the whole music industry. A lot of my influences, my biggest influences rapping wise were Andre 3000 and Nas. These were the two influences I had. And some Eminem's parabolic rhyme schemes. That's just crazy. So that was incorporated into my creative style. Now I can literally picture writing verses for all of them. I can write a verse for him. I studied him to a T. I can write a verse for 3 Stacks. I studied him to a T. Same with Nas. And then it goes on to Biggie and so on. So imagine you write a verse and he goes to Big to the way that you perceive him, the way he influenced you, and then he can spit that on your track. Are you kidding me? And I can rap it for him. I can do the flow, and it'll throw the voice on there. Are you kidding me?
Remember, ChatGPT is a persona machine. It's a genie bottle.
Right. Now look, we don't go
into anything that you prompted. So, yo, ChatGPT, act as the notorious B.I.G. I want you to write me some cold, ready to die bars about the Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? And the gold rush. Write me some Biggie bars with Anunnakis that snatch chains.
He said I snatched pain. My pen still remains supreme like Enlil. Let me stop playing right here. Don DeMarco on that. But word, man. But to take it a notch up, right? This has already been approached before we even made it before it even got to hip hop. This was already being discussed in the realms of classical music, in the realms of jazz. So they had a bunch of classical purists. You know, those classical purists who go to the opera, they spend 20 racks to go see somebody perform Bach for the 28,000 times. You feel me? So they was mad. They were mad when they heard that, you know, GPT can come and do Bach, right? So they did an experiment. This is 3-4 years ago, actually, before there was a GPT. There's something called LSTMs, long short-term memory models. And what they do is they keep memory over time or what's happening. Now, what was cool is like people started training these models on music, right? Because in music it's time. You have to kind of keep context of the scale before, the notes before, the arrangement before, to be able to build upon and predict and generate a new sequence, right? So they had a whole crowd show up for a concert for a new Bach song that was never released before. And everybody went, they were wild, they were all experts, they all went to school to study Bach, and all these people jumped up and clapped. And then they told them it was AI. These people were dumbfounded, right? Now, another example is they had Miles Davis. They trained a bot on Miles Davis music, LSTM, a long short-term memory model. And when they had demo both songs, they had a song that Miles Davis never released, and then a song that AI generated in the style of Miles Davis. And the music theorists know Miles Davis know more than anybody. The purists who can feel his soul, his heart, they couldn't tell the difference.
I was telling a family months ago that's why the artists were selling in catalogs. Nobody really knew why they were selling them wholesale. I was like, yeah, the AI is coming. Now they understand after seeing what it's doing why these catalogs are being sold because I don't have time to gamble if my catalog is going to increase in value or will it plummet in value. I don't have the patience for that, nor do I have the anxiety.
Right.
So artists are gonna be nervous with this on with you're not gonna see no artist co-signing that. The disruption is gonna come from niggas that are not in the industry. They're gonna take the AI. It's gonna be like the rise of SoundCloud. They're gonna have an underworld. It will be an underworld. It will be a niche market, and people will rise out of that to be the next superstars in this industry. But the industry is gonna shun it because them niggas don't own their voice. That's the only reason they're mad because they don't own their voice. They're not in control. They don't own nothing. So they don't have no, they don't even got no say, to be honest with you. They're not even mad. Their label is mad and they're telling them to be mad. So it's gonna come from artists that are innovative, that are not owned. They're gonna come up with full albums with clone voices that are going to be fucking immaculate.
Right.
And the sooner the better.
100%.
You too could be him or her who do that, who's listening to this right now. That could be fucking you right now if you go ahead and put that shit together immediately.
Right.
It's at the why not stage.
Yo, my computer says 4%, so I'm logging in through my phone. But after my phone dies, slow.
Don't worry about it, man. We got $1 billion worth of game already, my brother.
Okay. But I'm glad.
There you go.
We're outside though.
We did a comparison of Agent GPT versus Chaos GPT. Which one would you say is the most proficient, relevant, and a better tool for our people? Because this show, although it's welcome to be watched by anyone on the planet, I welcome anybody to watch the show. How's all my friends and allies doing of the global family? You know what I mean? We'll one day be able to greet each other in your language and your native tongue. However, this broadcast is dedicated to a niche audience. My target market and my audience are part of my 40 plus thousand subscribers. Okay. So when we are doing these reviews, this is about technology that will benefit our network specifically. And then we would look outside of the network respectfully.
Oh no.
And I have to use that as a disclaimer so nobody is confused at any way, respectfully. So can we continue?
Yeah, so it's about the hands-on approach you want, right? Like Chaos GPT was made and created as a disruptor, to intentionally be a disruptor, to escape and run rampant in the internet. So I feel that the goal should be for our people to study that. The fact that somebody was able to take a tool and repurpose it. That's what we've always done with everything. We did that with hand-me-downs. You can give us something that's not intended to be used for something, and we will come up with a whole different use case for it. It's the ingenuity of our people. And so when I got into building AI from scratch, this is what I do. I build it from scratch. I bypass OpenAI. I bypass all of these things so I can code these things neuron by neuron. My purpose from the beginning is, how can we put the black spin on it? Because otherwise it's corny if we don't do it. You know what I mean? So to that point, I feel Auto GPT, Agent GPT, we get the more use cases out of it because we can actually automate or redesign our use case with Agent GPT. Like I said, whereas Chaos GPT is meant to be a disruptor, and where it's meant to test the limitations on censorship, so to speak. Agent GPT can get you to training your own models and building your own models. You won't even have to think about censorship. Your model will be predicated on what you wanted it to know. So when it comes to giving a bot or AI an indigenous mind, a black mind, I would go with Agent GPT. We can demonstrate this. I was actually ready to demo it now. I didn't anticipate on having to come out here, and then my computer dying on me. But
right, you want to do a
I hope
part
that
two?
answers your question, though.
You want to do a part two where you can do a demonstration?
Yeah, we need to run it up. I was thinking, right? We need to do a weekly AI something for the people, man, because nobody giving back
Well,
like this.
that too, that's great, and I would love to do that with you. I was reiterating to my team, Blue and a few others the other day, and I also said it on this show that this is the space that we're going to be fitting ourselves in. We're placing ourselves in the technology AI space. It's a lane that's not crowded. It's a lane that's not it's not a crowded lane. It's a lane that we could basically breathe in and whatnot. And
Right.
it's a lane that we could thrive in. And we've been groomed for this. What I do want to share with the family is the fact that we've been in communications about what we're going to be doing for the next month for all of the students out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we're gonna do is we're launching another Discord campaign where we are going over, doing a deep dive on AI, every corner of it, every core concept. Nobody would know AI better than you, or can speak on it like you do after undergoing this. It's something that I've curated and put together. Again, as somebody who builds these things from scratch. So I'm not just going to go over deep learning. I'm going to go over the multiple forms, right? Not only machine learning, we're going to go over every aspect of machine learning and how it pertains to artificial intelligence. What parts of artificial intelligence rely on machine learning and deep learning, reinforcement learning, and how these things are all done. And I have a syllabus for it already. It's day by day. It's so thorough. It's as if you're walking a baby from beginner to expert.
Right.
I go over the various type of models, the LSTM that I just went into, the convolutional neural networks, the general adversarial networks, every form of AI that you can get into, everything that you see coming out and that will come out is going to be covered by something that we go over in the course. Everything that's coming out now is coming out from a list that, again, I've been looking at for over a year. So me and Red want to get this together and make sure that nobody's left behind, that we can all articulate on these concepts, build on them, and then study them at will if you're interested. A lot of times people don't pick things up because nobody's brought it to them yet and has, sparked that in their mind. So what we want to do is just bring it to you, show you that it is digestible, that you can get your hands on it, and that it does work for you. It's not above anybody's mind in here. The only difference between me and you is I put the time in, not only for this, but everything I do, whether it's history, whether it's music, or anything. The only difference between my life that I live and yours is that I put the time in, and I'm confident that if you give us your time, put some time in with us, you will leave feeling very informed and competent to either go into this field yourself, and if not, be a consultant, or at least have a sense of awareness as you build out your own business and walk into the future.
Right. And just for clarity purposes, this is a 29-day course.
So this is, I hate to call it a course. It's 28 days of AI with the HueMan, right? And it's so much more than it's literally like no, you can call it a course. It's a deep dive of information, demonstration, showing applicability, showing how these things are built, but really understanding what's going on under the hood. A lot of times the fear that we have in our approach to things, especially technology, is because we don't have an understanding of what's going on under the hood. So I think they better close down the kitchen. I gotta bring something.
Nah, you good, my brother.
Yeah, oftentimes people just don't know what's going on under the hood. So with this approach, we can actually tell them how these networks are working, what they can get out of them with their own businesses, and we can, we begin to upskill our people, and just give them the confidence to talk on certain subjects and go into certain fields. Puedo tener eso.
You see this question right here? They want to know how much you're going to charge.
One moment, brother. Let me
28
deal with
days.
this. Con quinoa y atún, edamame, mango. ¿Tienes maracuya? Oh, no. So, the cost on it. Wow, Rail, you and I haven't come to have you looked at that yet?
Yeah. Yeah. I've come to a $222 conclusion. 222. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, bro.
Oh no, I was muting myself because a brother was speaking to me. But no, when it came to the price, I just didn't know. Sí, para llevar. Oh, perfecto. Oh, again, I thought it was too late, but it's not. Puede tener quinoa con atún y edamame, aguacate, piña. No piña. Mango, por favor. Y sesame seeds.
That's it.
Sí.
Which sesame do you want?
Oh, y ginger lime. Y está bien. Gracias. But yeah, I'm out here working on my Espanol. You feel me? But yeah, the pricing on that, right? I was gonna let you call it. I just want the people to have it, whatever you feel is fair for the community, and to make sure that we can, our time is straight. I put the time aside, especially with the upcoming month, because we've spoke on it as well. There's just so much going on that we will hit a window if we don't accurately give this. We'll miss a window if we don't accurately give this information out. So we definitely want to make it very affordable to everybody.
No, that's highly affordable. After going over all of what was being offered and whatnot, we crunched the numbers from about 2,300 down to 444, down to 222. You know what I mean? So it's very affordable. The brother asked this question: will we be able to do more with this than with Chat GPT?
Yes, 100%. This will be uncensored, right? So, whereas ChatGPT is requiring, like, for instance, with my own chatbot, I can put it into an API, and then I can control what outputs this AI is allowed to get. I can put in certain keywords and say, hey, if it's talking about this, make sure that your governing philosophy is this. Meaning, to give you an example, if the Democrats wanted to use ChatGPT to defend abortion, they could. Gracias. Puedo pagar con mi teléfono, ¿sí? Apple Pay, ¿sí? Gracias. One second, I gotta pay with my phone.
Right. Yes, family. The brother's taking care of some of his international business. He will return in a minute. All right. He is in Costa Rica at the moment. The brother is a digital nomad. He's on the road, exploring, living his life on his terms, right? Teaching, building, working, and controlling his destiny from afar with his skill set, right? There's many people that are living life like this. I'm just giving you an insight to one of them, and that's this good brother right here and whatnot. Shout out to all of my expats. Shout out to all of my passport bros. Shout out to all of my passport sisters, whatever y'all call yourselves. Shout out to everybody that's outside of the borders of the USA, representing, doing their thing, exploring, learning, teaching, sharing, receiving, and giving. That's what's up. Global citizens, nobles that get it in. dig. Yes, we definitely should plan tours. I am open to tours where we explore the quote unquote our global. I don't want to read about nothing. I don't want to Google it. I don't want to watch the YouTube. I want to experience it myself because what you're gonna experience is not what YouTube is gonna give you. You
Oh no,
different. You
no, like
different. Yeah, you
this is
on the
this was
grid.
curated. This was
Yeah, you on
curated
the grid
from
is
things that
different
I had to
than
learn.
huh?
This was curated from things that I had to learn to become an AI engineer. This was curated from the knowledge base that I have to have when I walk into to close a deal with a corporation to give a consultation. This is that level of understanding, so that you know how these things function and work in and out. In the end, there is no fear. All that'll be eliminated because you know what's going on. You know.
Right. The brother asked a question. Check this out.
Okay.
Can we automate a drop shipping or e-commerce business? And can we do day trading with this?
Both are possible. They'd have to be
Both?
done. Obviously, they would require custom solutions. The e-commerce, automated e-commerce, I've built those systems already. I built bots that do customer service and handles point of sale systems and all of that. That's standard automation. You may not even have to go all the way to the GPT route for it. GPT gets more beneficial when it comes to analyzing or generating text information.
Right. Beautiful.
And that's for the day trading. Yeah, you already know how that goes. We can train models on specific tokens, coins, their trends for stock prediction and classification.
Right. Did you answer? I know that you were answering the last question about Chaos GPT or Agent GPT. What I heard you sharing, I wanted to basically give you a big up for that because that was profound what you were saying. I did want to know, were you finished with that statement that you were making?
See, I don't even know where I left off, for real. So I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Right.
But
no, it's all good. It's all good.
But in conclusion, just because you can tell the truth in a million ways, just what I feel about it is, Agent GPT will give you a more hands-on approach for how we want to repurpose it for our own culture, educating our own children, and so on. Chaos GPT is more so a demonstration of what's possible when you can really get under the hood, like we're going to be able to teach in the workshop. And we have a background and understanding on how these models work. What happens when you know something? When you know the rules, you can break them, right? You know the loopholes, but it takes a fundamental understanding of it. So we have to approach this stuff with the understanding that, okay, we weren't even thought of when they were building AI, right? Our community was not thought of in the data sets other than how to sell shit to us. When it comes to actually fair representation and ensuring that, we got the up end of artificial intelligence, no, we were neglected, right? So when it comes to navigating these loopholes, we want to be all over it. It's kind of what we do in everything. Again, we swag it out, find the loopholes, break the rules, and make it better.
Right. No, that's dope. That's dope. I mean, damn. Okay. So there you have it. My thoughts in regards to that same question, the way that I would answer it is definitely I would go with Agent GPT as well. Basically, because Agent GPT is programmed to solve problems, right? It's an automated approach to problems that we may be too lazy to solve because they haven't been getting solved. There's always a roadblock or something that gets in the way. So I'm going to chalk it up to human error and say that if we do it automated, we have the possibilities of 50-50 chance of it actually breaking through and coming up with results where Negroes, colors, and blacks have fallen short every single time. So yeah, let's get behind the automated push and let's see if that has more kahunas and testicular fortitude than the push that our people have been given, who are considered to be for sale, and their flesh is weak and they're easy to compromise.
Right.
So they haven't been on code. And as a result of them being off code, the quote unquote solution or the algorithm never really has been able to manifest because niggas keep messing up the code by going off code. They sabotage the solutions. So what about a 6-month AI approach to putting all our dilemmas on the table, getting a group of engineers and whatnot, and solution-based people such as yourself, HueMan GPT, maybe like 10 of you, maybe about 10 of y'all, and we give y'all a budget. We put you up, not in no damn room and whatnot with sleep deprivation. We put you on an island somewhere with vitamin D and with fruits and whatnot, and with with some magical yoni. That part to keep you charged up,
right?
To keep you charged up, to keep you in alignment,
Yeah.
And then see what y'all create.
And that's pretty much what we need, because we just have to get our hands on it, And what many companies have been like taking the initiative of doing is building these preset cookie cutter platforms for people to engage with, but obviously they're built to the standard so that we have to engage with them as consumers, and we won't have a hand in how we interact with these things, right? It's again, it's generate this picture, it's talk to this like this, but I'm always just again thinking about how do we break that mold? How do we feed ourselves with AI, right? How can AI come up with problems for autonomous gardening, supply chain management, and things like that? Things that we need. We have to leverage our own dollar, our own products, our own economy. So when it comes to those things, and again, remember that Chaos GPT is a byproduct of Auto GPT, which is byproduct of Agent GPT. So you see the power of what's possible when a person has their own intentions with this technology. Chaos GPT is a byproduct.
As we can see, it's all intention based.
Right.
It's gonna function based off of the intention of the user, right?
Right.
So you cannot waste your time trying to blame anybody for using it to their intention. Because God damn it, that's personal to them. They're gonna use it to their best of their benefits. You wasting time critiquing somebody else, that's the time you could have spent on your shit. What the hell are you programming it to do for you? That's the only time, that's the only energy that needs to be wasted. Don't waste my time pointing out that niggas is programming the bot to be racist. It's supposed to be racist. Did you see the Peckerwood that programmed it? He looked like Technical Boy from American Gods.
Right.
He don't get out too often. Do you see the nigga that made Ethereum? They look like him. Stephen Hawking type of energy. Them niggas don't want to see you thrive. They don't want to see your melanin popping. So their creations are gonna be weird science. What the fuck? What the fuck are your creations gonna look like? You come from Eyibo and them. You niggas know Dr. Eyibo. You got old Delbert Blair videos. Are you dumb? You don't even have to be the inventor. Just watch some of those old videos and copy the shit that the master teachers were teaching you.
Right.
This nigga said Yakub GPT. Yo, hold it, my nigga. Jonas, you a legend.
Yo, that's my guy. Yo, just so you know, Red, Jonas is the first and only front end. That's my front end guy. Remember I said I got my guy on deck, the only person I can work with. I don't work with people.
Jonas, we could work together on that.
That's Jonas right there. That's the one I be talking about.
Jonas is a legend for that.
Nah,
I'll work with
he
you on Yahoo GB.
He wild for that. You gotta text me, bro. You wild for that.
That's where it's headed though. Yahoo GPT. That might be the next verses. Yahoo GPT versus Yahweh GPT.
Bro, we can fine tune that argument. Like we can fine tune GPT-4 to argue on behalf of both of them for real. They should be able to.
Word. You know, I'm gonna charge them debate niggas 10 bands to do a debate with my AI.
What, you got a joint right there?
Yeah, you want one?
Of course I do. So I'm about to relocate up the street. I'm on my ATV. For those who don't know,
World Star.
World Star. We outside. Hold on 1 second though. Hold on, let me mute this.
For the brother that was asking about doing business with brother HueMan, brother Eric, yeah, just hit us up, man. You know, just I'll give you the email that you could direct your inquiry to. It's Red Pillar at 75 at Proton Mail, and we'll be in contact with you, my good brother. And that goes for anybody else with any business inquiries in terms of consultations or services that you want provided. The email is redpillar75 at Proton Mail.
Yeah, so I thought the skate park was open up the street. I guess they shut that joint down. So I actually got to run to my Airbnb, Red. But
Nah, I think we done for the night, my brother. We 2 hours and 30 minutes in.
Okay.
You a legend. You gave a lot of information. The people are pleased with that. We didn't have to talk about Charleston White tonight. We got right to the business on AI. We stuck to the topic. The people have now a better understanding of Agent GPT, Auto GPT, and Chaos GPT. This is only the beginning. This is the preliminaries that we've given them.
Right.
We're gonna do a part 2, me and you. We're gonna do it for Discord though, specifically for the Discord mastermind group. That's gonna be in the next 3 days. Me and HueMan will do a part 2 on the Discord for the mastermind group, where we will do an announcement about the next 28 days that we'll be doing 28 days of AI.
28.
If that's something that y'all want to do, email is right here, and we will sign you up immediately for that. As soon as you get the email,
let us know how y'all feel about that. Because I'm hyped. I feel like it'll be the first time that I'm gonna let everything go. I'm not dumbing shit down, you know, but it's still all going to be. Nah, we don't have to. We up. Our community's up. So that's how I'm coming. I expect everybody to upskill themselves and level up, because we're capable. And that's what this is a showcase. This is why I do what I do every single day. This is why I try to drop a program. I want to show everybody, like, I come from the same spot as y'all. You know what I'm saying? We grew up sleeping on floors where I'm from. So, bro, like, nothing's out of reach. Look where I'm at, you know, and all this came from the fact that I sat, studied, focused, taught myself. And one thing I will say, Red, what's the first AI?
The human mind.
Right, and one thing we're super adamant about is that's the first AI. That's the one you want to program first. Once you program your mind to know that you're capable, that nothing is above you, that there's no knowledge base above you, you just haven't
Right.
met the person who can structure the information for you. You just haven't sat with it long enough and been patient with yourself long enough to understand it. But our goal is to change all that. We got an algorithm, a real world plan to change that. So
Super facts.
oh yeah, I see people asking for the IG. My Instagram is the HueMan. HueMan as it's spelled HUE, but it's THEHUEMAN. That's the HueMan. 13. I can't type, so if Rev, you can put that in the comments for me. That'd be fire. But
HueMan.
the HueMan 13. HueMan is HUE. You can tap in with my IG there.
Make sure y'all write that down. Make sure you give him a follow. Hit him on a DM. Let him know that you saw him on Know the Ledge. Red, you know what I mean? Like I said, please do not solicit the brother to do anything that's not involving a business transaction. This man does business, you know, and that's what it is. So we have to approach it from that place, okay? Respectfully, respectfully. But yeah, man, we got a part 2 on the way. Shout out to the mastermind on the Discord, Masters of the Universe Mastermind. They've been waiting for you. They're very excited. They've been getting busy and whatnot. They're gonna wow you. They're gonna blow your mind with what they've accomplished in the last 30 days.
That's what's up.
Yeah. That part.
I'm hyped to see the fruits. You know what I'm saying?
You'll be proud.
That's amazing. Look, I'm confident in saying that we've changed the landscape single-handedly within our community, right? You know, open AI, government, nobody in the world saw this coming. That people would grasp this, that our community would grasp this technology so quickly. And like I said, when I was competing at OpenAI, when I was with OpenAI, when I'm with Google, none of these places I couldn't see my reflection nowhere. I didn't see an afro nowhere. I didn't see none of that. There was a few Einstein project, genius project, scattered through there, but nothing culturally that I could connect to, that we could connect to here, that shared our experience here. So, I'm very proud of the work that we've been able to do, and even reshaping the narrative through various influences in our community, like yourself and others, who are bringing the information accurately. Not only that, but making sure that we aren't left behind, because that's the biggest slap in the face that we can give to the system. They thought it would be a minute before we caught up, but here we are at the forefront, actually pioneering how this stuff is used on a day-to-day. I couldn't be happier and more prouder of our community for real. In that sense.
When you think about it, right?
Yeah.
There were women in the basements of Nassau, and they called these women computers, right?
Right.
That's how ahead these women were. These were melanated women during Jim Crow and whatnot. Why white women couldn't be the ones to do that? You know what I mean? Why it had to be our women?
One thing I will say about programming is that linguistically, the way that our cultures, and I mean worldwide, the way that African languages work, the way that indigenous American languages worked, we are used to dealing with so many variables that can end up in the same result. And like, people don't understand how powerful that means, how powerful that is. But when I'm coding, all I'm doing is I'm dealing with variables. This equals this. If not, do this. And if so, do this, right?
Right.
When we rap, when we have double entendres, we're literally doing in AI what's called word embeddings, when two things can have one meaning. Right. And this can be represented in a 3D vector. You can show it on like a 3D graph, and how two words can occupy the same value. Ancient Egyptians had a concept called Sidonians. whereas a single entity can have 16 values. In math, that concept is used today, where a thing can have 16 different representations. Now, so when you get into archetypes, or again, entendres, just think of very complex entendres and metaphors or bars with 16 meanings in a song. We do that all the time. We play with those. We freestyle with triple entendres. So imagine that just on the level of study and academia. That's what programming is. That's what coding is. It's just we were never given it that in that sense. But my point with that is saying that our cultural framework, our linguistic framework, just our history and where we come from, is already tailored to grasp these concepts a little better than most think or even know. So it's like coding is already a part of our culture. I'm sure if we did a full deep dive on it, we'd see it being. I mean, realistically, you're just creating languages, and nobody's created languages more than we have. We got within English and created another language. We've done it 3 times. We do it every decade.
Right. We the original language creators.
So when it comes to
mad different tongues.
Yeah, when I look at programming, it's about mastering language and repurposing it. There's nobody who can do that like us.
Right.
I got a whole new genre of poetry, and actually, I guess it's time to bring it out. I'll start demoing it this week. But it's like I can write a code in plain English. It's like if love equals this, then spirit equals this. Run code, and now you'll start seeing the results. Love is human. Love is like. I got a demo to show you, but it's a whole new art form using coding, using AI. It's not even. It just illuminates our genius and what we can do with language, man.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, man. Anything you want to leave them with before we call it the night?
Anything I want to leave going with? Well, I think I covered it when I said, hey, look, nothing's above y'all. Anything is possible. As we approach this new technology, see nothing but opportunity. You know, there's not many, there's various stages. If you look at history, there's various stages, right? Whether it's economic ages, gold, silver age, bronze age, all that, right? We saw a glimpse of that happen again with the crypto age. So now you look at history, you look at the Industrial Revolution and the various technological revolutions that we've had from the bow and arrow changed history, right? The ability to sew clothing and sew leather changed history. I mean, people could travel and sew bags and carry food and just products more. The ability to create a satchel, right? So when you understand each of these epochs as technological revolutions, you realize where you are in history at another one, and you just don't want to miss this opportunity. So in doing so, you look at history's blueprint and see how, even if no matter how you feel about technology is neutral, good or evil, right? It's just intention. So just look at history and look at how technology has been repurposed and who has come out on top every time a new technology was introduced. And then study what you have to do to be that person. To understand that you need a grasp on it, you need a use case for it, you need to figure out how to integrate it into your own community to benefit, because realistically all technology has ever done, was save time, space, money. So you got to leverage just to do that for yourself, to free up your own time, to help you save time, space, and money. And saving money is making money.
That's right.
I can't tell you what to do with the money you make, but I can tell you how to get it.
That's right.
That's
And
really
your
all I got
greatest
for you.
asset is your time. Your greatest asset, bar none, is your time. You want to be able to enjoy it and not always be busting your A-double hockey stick or A-double-S for bills and whatnot.
Right.
Look, y'all, the Patreon starts at $5. I don't do cash apps anymore. I would rather y'all become a Patreon. It makes more sense.
Way more.
You don't have to take Percocets that'll kill you. We got perks on Patreon, and the perks start at $5. Our top membership was Citrine, and we filled up all of the slots for that. So now we've opened up upper slots. Go and check us out on the Patreon. We also have it's just lit. It's lit, y'all. Just check it out. We got classes up there. Rainbow Opal starting at $44. You get your classes with the brother in Cairo. You get classes with Source Guard. HueMan is gonna be up there. We're gonna be doing monumental things. Just pull up to the Patreon and get blessed. All right. I'll be throwing up. Yeah, I'll be throwing up on Patreon. Ugh. I give a lot of value in there. A lot.
Too much game.
So join us, y'all. We are here for y'all. We're working behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, when you sleeping and when you awake. You know, just know that somebody is working.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I'm
together.
on 1% officially. I'm officially on 1%. So much love, everybody, for tapping in. I don't even, it's slow on using my GPS, but your boy, you got to get moving. Much love,
right,
everybody. Yeah, y'all got the IG. I'll talk to y'all
soon. Peace, God. Somebody said, what's the Patreon? It is right here. Patreon.com/Red Pillar. All right. Yeah, so this has been a classical episode, 2 hours and 45 minutes in. I don't care about the YouTube with the censoring, so that's why we play the videos now, because it's really about y'all getting the information. Who cares about a YouTube check? You know, the Patreon is lit enough. I don't worry about the YouTube check. I worry about the information getting to y'all most efficiently. Okay. So you get to see these videos where people are breaking it down. Go and do more research on Agent GPT and Chaos GPT. There's certain things we would have loved to say on YouTube tonight, but we're not going to say it because we're on YouTube. But you could read between the lines and whatnot. These programs specifically help people such as ourselves who think like us to make some things work and move automatically, right? Without us being there. Think about that, okay? Envision that and don't hold yourself back from your imagination. So you have is your mind. All is mental. Man is meant. Go and watch those videos on Chaos GPT and on Agent GPT. Give yourself permission to think. Give yourself permission to create. Give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to imagine. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the permission. I'm saying it's all yours. Don't ask nobody the right to. I'm giving you the permission. It's all yours. When this video is over, go on the search bar of YouTube or go to Patreon and sign up, and you'll have access to all of the information that is on that Patreon page. Real quick before we get out of here, I'll even show it to you because it is sponsored tonight by the Patreon. Let's go ahead and refresh this page real quick. Okay. We already went through all of these. This just was released by Meta. It's going to turn your drawings, your scribblings, stuff that your children drew into animated drawings, right? This was released by Facebook. Okay. So this will be a very big breakthrough AI tool. Look out for it. Animated drawing from Meta. Okay. All of these tools, articles, information, videos, it all starts at the entry level of $5 to get in the club. If you want bottles and you're trying to stand on the couch and do bottle service, it's going to cost you a good ticket, but that's for people that really came to ball out. That's not everybody's budget is not gonna meet that. But for people that really came to have fun, we have catered an experience for you as well on this Patreon and the Citrine membership. You will have quality of member. You will be treated for quality of membership. You will be treated very, very good. Okay. But we treat everybody good on the Patreon. This is mostly available to the beginner tier. Okay. So we keep this information accessible and we want you to learn in an environment that's not noisy. You don't have distractions on the Patreon. You don't have other people's sorrow and their pain and their trauma distracting you. You don't have thirst traps getting you caught up and throwing you completely off of your mission and whatnot. You don't have that. You don't have trauma bond. You have pure information opportunity, right? And you have what you need, okay? And that is a community and information and data. Information and data is oil, right? It's oil is considered to be gold. So we got the gold right here, y'all. You know what I mean? I've been working. I've been working. So that's what I have available. I want to thank y'all for pulling up tonight. For all of my new Patreons, welcome, welcome, welcome. I welcome y'all. I will see you on the other side. You know what I'm talking about? With that being said, love and light to everyone. See you for Melanin Mondays. Mañana.